If you wake up every day just waiting for the weekend, or you scroll for hours trying to escape the pain of your reality, then I hate to tell you, but you're not actually living, you're simply existing. But here's the truth, you don't need to escape your life, but you simply need to rebuild it. Now, most people don't hate their lives. Most people just hate the current version that they've accepted. Like for me, I used to play video games all the time and I still sometimes scroll for hours. But every day I'm gradually getting better, and every day I'm implementing small strategies here and there to mitigate scrolling or playing video games. And it's gradually improving my life. And we'll get into all that in today's video. But most people hate their 9-to-5 job. Maybe you have roommates that you don't vibe with, or you live in a city where you feel invisible. But this wasn't your dream. This is just the default that life has handed to you. You can actually build a life where you feel so free and you feel so fulfilled with your life that you don't crave distraction anymore. And to me, that's real freedom. And that's what we're gonna get into. Here are the 5 steps to build a life that you don't want to escape from. Step number 1 is you have to craft a clear vision of your life. Step 1 is basically knowing exactly what you want, not in some sort of vague way like you have an idea of what life you want, but you need to know viscerally what kind of life you want from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to sleep. The way that I sort of started to build this was I had vision boards. So I basically copy and pasted a bunch of images onto a Google Doc, and then I printed it out and I pasted it all over my wall. I have a place on my wall where the paint ripped off because I taped so many vision boards to my wall. And also another way that you can sort of try to see that vision every day or try to imagine it every day is having those vision boards, but also making a speech or giving yourself about a page of writing to describe your life in super detail. You can ask yourself, what does my average day look like in 3 to 5 to 10 years? And you can ask yourself, where do I live? What's around me? And what could I be possibly working on? If your answer is, I don't know, to any of these, then that's your problem. You can't build your life based around what you haven't envisioned for yourself. Basically, what I'm saying is create a vision board and create a sort of page-long description of a day in the life of a future you. This could be 3 years, 5 years, or 10 years from now. And sort of an action step for this is to create that just for 15 minutes, just create that one page and create at least one vision board. And not some sort of crazy fantasy way of doing it, some real detail and a realistic dream or realistic day in the life that you can get. And for the page, what I did when I created my sort of page-long vision is I pasted into ChatGPT a prompt, basically giving it all of the things that I would want in my future life, and whether that would be kids, wife, income, sports that I like, interests, what business I might be running, friends I might have, and then I would tell ChatGPT to create me a day in the life of future me. And for me, that really worked. And I would read it every single morning when I was in my monk mode phase, and it really helped me visualize the person that I want to become. And now more than ever, I'm focused on what I want to become. Before we continue, I just want to quickly advertise a completely free mini course that I have made about building a business and scaling it and growing it and running it from everywhere in the world. Like I said, it's completely free, but the link is the top link in the description below if you want to go check it out. Now, back to the video. Step 2 to building a life that you don't want to escape from is mastering your energy. You can't build your dream life running on fumes every morning. Productivity starts with biology, and most people aren't lazy, they're just burnt out. So there's a couple of things that I want you to fix in your life in order to make sure that you have enough energy to function every morning and to get good work done. Number 1 is I want you to make sure you get at least 7, if not 8 or 9 hours of sleep every single day. Brian Johnson says that it's the one thing that makes people healthy, and it's the one thing for longevity. And some people say if it was a drug, then it would be illegal. That's how good sleep is for us. And you really want to make sure, in order that you get good quality sleep, you want to put screens away at least an hour before the time that you go to bed. For me, that means shutting off all electronics and picking up a book. Right now I'm reading a cool Greek mythology book, so it's cool stories and I take notes on it, and it really helps me get that melatonin going and helps me drift off to sleep. And the second step is I want you to eat like you respect yourself, because whatever you put into your body, that's the energy that you'll get out. So if you eat crappy foods, you're gonna get crappy energy out of it. So a lot of fruits, vegetables, and protein, that could be red meat, that could be fish, chicken, whatever. As long as it's whole foods and not processed foods, because the processed foods is really what drains your energy and doesn't give you a lot back. And the third tip is I want you to move every single day. And this isn't some 10 push-ups a day or 5-minute walk. You really need to move your body for at least 45 minutes to an hour per day. It changes your brain chemistry, and it really makes your body ready to go for whatever task you have next. So I would recommend doing it in the morning. For me, I go to the gym for 45 minutes to an hour per day, or I play tennis for an hour and a half every day. This gives me the exercise needed in order to feel good for the day and get my body moving and become more healthy. Because your body is an engine, and if your body is failing, then your vision for life will too. So an action step for this step of making sure that you build a life that you don't want to get distracted from is I want you to fix at least one habit of the 3 that I just mentioned. This could be sleep, food, or movement. And track how your energy shifts when you start to implement one of those habits into it. I guarantee you will feel 10 times better. Step number 3 for building a life that you don't want to escape from is building freedom through income. The hard truth is the fact that you will never feel free when someone controls your income, your time, and your location. This doesn't mean that you have to quit your job or quit whatever you're doing now. It just means that you have to start building leverage for tomorrow. You really have to start learning some high-value sellable skills. It could be content creation, SMMA, or SaaS, or SaaS as they call it, which is software as a service, copywriting, video editing, coaching, or even course building. The internet has made it possible for everyone in the world to earn from anywhere. And now it's your turn to learn how to do this. For content creation, I would highly recommend just getting a camera or getting your phone and talking about a subject that you like for at least 10 minutes a day. These videos take about 20 minutes to produce and cut down to about 10 to 12 minutes. And every single time I film one of these videos, I learn how to do it better. I want to pack as much value into these videos as possible. And so I think if you start now and you start today, you don't have to post any of these videos, but I would recommend filming yourself talking about something that you really like or giving value about something that you are learning about now. I really think that that's valuable to learning how to create content for yourself, because I feel like building a personal brand in this day and age is very valuable. And once you start getting good at that, you can start to document your journey. That's what I did for a short period of time, and you can offer, like I said, as much value as possible. And eventually you can start to monetize your knowledge, whether that be through someone else's company or your own, or making a course or community. Step number 4 for building a life that you don't want to be distracted from is sort of building off the last step. It's building skills to have a well-rounded life. So in the last step, we talked about building skills that helped you make money, but now we're going to start talking about some that will give you wisdom and fulfillment in your life. My favorite tool for learning and gaining skills in my life that I personally use and I absolutely love is an app called Obsidian. I use Obsidian a lot, and I use it to take notes or write mini essays about whatever topic that comes to mind or whatever topic I see a video on or read about or just interests me. Because mini essays are probably the best way of learning a new skill. I believe it's called the Zettelkasten method, and it's basically you learn about a subject and you take notes on it first, you take rough notes, and then you write a mini essay, which is about 200 to 500 words about that topic, but you're teaching someone else about it. Now, this person that you're teaching to is a fictional person, but you want to write the mini essay as if you are teaching this person. This really helps because the sort of tiers of learning go from like taking notes and then at the top is teaching someone else. That's really how you start to learn, and how you crystallize all that knowledge into your brain is by teaching someone else. Another way of gaining these skills that might not be writing is reading. I am astonished that more people don't read in everyday life. You can literally learn whatever you want, and there's probably a book about it somewhere. And you can literally read about an entire life story from someone, all their mistakes, all their successes, and you can learn from them without going through those mistakes in this series of about 300 to 500 pages. And it's really, really amazing. And you can read about whatever you want. So you're not limited to some boring finance books, and you can focus on things that make you excited. Another skill that I would recommend is learning a new language. I'm pretty fluent in Spanish, and it really opens up the world to me. I can go to a Spanish-speaking country without having to fear about not knowing the language, and I can get around much easier, and it just opens up a lot more opportunities. Even if you're in a job, it pays more if you know another language, or if you're in another country, or your business partner is from another country and you know that language, you can communicate much easier, and I'm sure the other person will thank you for it. And finally, the skill that I would recommend probably the most is going to the gym, because really you don't know the improvement that you'll get unless you try, and I guarantee you it's a huge improvement in your life, and you will thank yourself for it in the future. Not only will you look good, but you will also feel good, and of course you'll attract some girls along the way, which is always a plus. So you really, really want to build skills that make your life meaningful and also monetize your life. And step number 5, which is the last step to making sure your life is meaningful and you don't want to get distracted from it, is you have to surround yourself with builders. Your circle is your ceiling. I'm sure you've seen the sort of science experiment where they put a bunch of fleas into a mason jar and then close the lid on top, and they leave the fleas for a few days, and then when they take the top off of the mason jar, the fleas won't jump higher than they were able to jump when the top was on it. I think this is a good metaphor for your life. If you surround yourself with people that sort of limit your jump in the world, or basically how far you'll be able to go, then you'll never surpass that when you get the opportunity to do so. If everyone around you is coasting, distracting themselves, and settling for average, then that energy will become your default too. So some ways that you can upgrade your circle are you can join communities or just surround yourself with self-improvement people. Or if self-improvement isn't your thing and you don't want to join some finance bros, then just surround yourself with people who are in your dream industry. You can also DM people that inspire you and build relationships with people who think the same as you. I met a kid online when I was first starting my self-improvement journey. His name is Ryan, and I learned a lot from him because he was really, really like-minded, and he was sort of doing the same thing as I was. And even though we sort of shift perspectives as we grow, I still use some of the advice that he gave me to this day. So you really, really want to surround yourself with people who build you up and also you can build up. And I would say you should cut out the low energy friends gently. You don't have to hate these people because they're not doing anything to harm you. You just have to grow past them. I've done this in the past before, and it might not feel good in the present, but I guarantee you in the future you will thank yourself. So an action step I have for this step is to DM 3 people that inspire you and are already living the life that you want, and you should ask for some advice. If some people don't respond, that's perfectly okay, everyone's busy, but you might as well DM them anyway. Your next mentor, partner, or even friend is just one DM away. So a life that you don't want to escape isn't built overnight, but simply it's aligned with every choice that you make, every vision that you write, every workout that you show up for, and every project you're a part of. And it all adds up. You don't need to be perfect, you just have to keep building. Start small, start now, and start for you. If you want to build that dream life too, like I said before, I have a completely free mini course talking about how to build a business and how to scale it and run it from anywhere in the world. And if you like more videos like this, consider liking and subscribing, and I will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.